Baby, you lose him, how you get him. Never be that girl. Do not think it's cute to take another person's man and you hee hee ha ha. First of all, if somebody could take my man, he's never mine. Let's just put it right there. Let's just start there. Well, all I'm saying is, if you know that man was dealing with another woman, right? And you are a part of the cause, because a man gonna want to do what he want to do regardless, okay? But you are a part of the cause why they are not back together, why he cheated on her, why he's not going back to her after he realized that, you know, she's the one for him. You're a part of that stunt that's stopping him from returning back home to his little familia. You know what I mean? Don't think it's cute. Don't ever think it's cute to sit up here and rain on another woman parade. You tempt him. You know that man is married. You know that man is in a relationship. Sometimes you ain't got to do nothing at all but exist. And a lot of the times, side chicks are in the dark because they become side chicks, right? Nobody wants to be a knowingly side chick. A lot of them think that they're the man. A lot of them think that, you know, her and the guy are really together. They going on trips and everything. But once you find out, because one thing about a woman, we gonna do some detective work, right? Once you find out, or it just comes to light, the darkness come to light, that this man is in fact in a relationship, married, etc., never let your feelings get too deep. I don't care how much you love him, leave him. Leave him. Not only is it wrong, you married, bro. I'm in love with you. It's 6 months. You're married. Leave him. Not only is it wrong morally and religiously and all that stuff, but baby, look at what's going on. He is married. He didn't even tell you. He hid that from. He is married. I don't care if he did. He is married. He ain't squared that part away of his life yet before trying to create something with you. And you don't get no extra points, especially if you already knew. Can't nobody tell you nothing about my man because I already know. That's not cute. You see how that sounds? I already knew. I'm going to end up talking about divorce in the black. But you remember when Dallas told the old girl that her husband is still seeing another chick, and she was like, I already know. She did it to save face in the moment. And she's not a side chick by any means, but I'm just saying, a lot of us women, we take up for the guys who's doing us wrong. We try to save face like I already knew. You can't hurt me no more than I already been hurted. Why are you still with that person if it got to that point? But this is about side chicks. I'm going to try to stay focused. Ladies, I'm going to get on y'all later. And this is out of love. This is because I've been there in different situations. Quick side story. I was a side chick before. Yes. Log off. I was. And I knowingly was. I'm speaking from experience. I am grown. This was a long, many moons ago. Back in my day, I was a, look at me talking like I'm super old. I'm 30. But a long time ago, a decade ago or so, if you will, I was a side chick, and I knowingly was a side chick. Why do I feel like a lot of stuff happened around a decade ago? I'm just gonna stick to that, okay? This guy had, okay, we worked together. Let's start there. We worked together, and it's not a laughing matter, especially when I think about what both of us have done, because let's normalize putting blame on the man too. We blame the other women way too frequently. It's ultimately the man's fault, but we need accountability as the other woman as well, right? Me at 30, I would never even fix my mouth to say I'm the other woman. That's not a badge of honor, right? Not only do I believe in karma, what goes around comes around, and you know, how you get them is how you lose them, but also I'm a single mother. I've been cheated on. I've been down that path, and I know how it hurts. I never want to be a cause of the way a woman feels like that. So this is my thing. We work together, me and the guy. And I was with my ex of a few years, and he was with his baby mama. Now, my ex of a few years, I did not have a physical child with him at that point, but we were together for a few years. And at that point, he had a physical child with his baby mama. We worked together, and it was just like, it was kind of weird. Like, it was a strong physical attraction at first sight. Like, as soon as we got hired in together, we went to orientation and training and all that together. It was just like, wow. Like, just the way, it's all in the eyes. The way a person look at you, you could tell if it's some physical attraction there. And it's weird whether they with somebody or not. You don't even be trying to look at a person, and it's not like they super fine or nothing like that, but just the way in the eyes, how they kind of slant and look at you. I've been told that I got some type of eyes where it's like, don't look at me like that. And I don't be trying to. It's just in the eyes. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean, right? Okay, so look, we working together, and I don't even remember. I think he ended up coming on to me. I don't even know how it escalated to that point. But long story short, we ended up, I'm going to say for what it was in that time. Now, in today's time, me being 30, I have a different definition of love than I did back when I was 20, right? Or in my 20s, or in my teens, for that matter. We thought we were in love. We were in love at that point. We thought we were, we meant for each other. We just in these situations, right? He didn't all really want to be with his girl, but he didn't want to leave because they had a family together. I didn't really all wanted to be with my dude, but I didn't want to leave because we were already together for a few years, right? And I commended him for playing a stepfather role towards my child, even though now looking at it at 30, baby, he was just my boyfriend. He ain't do nothing extra spectacular to be like, oh yes, stepdad. In my mind back then, and I guess I don't want to say I was broken, but I just don't think I was woke yet. I used to think, okay, he's with me while I have a child, and a lot of men don't want that type of baggage. So I commend him for being with me as a single mother. Baby, they ain't lying calling where the money resides. Stop playing with me. Like, seriously. Let me roll up my window because I'm gonna get loud. And it's gonna get juicy. And I hear people outside. There we go. All right. Put this little top hat, put it back on too. All right, here we go. So look, we working together, and we ended up falling in love, and it was a deep infatuation. It was to the point where, baby, we was going to carnivals. We was risky. You with me? We was going to carnivals in the hood together. Like, our spouses lived in the hood with us, lived with us. And we, sneaking out, taking the kids out. Like, well, we just finna go to the park real quick. Y'all, we having play dates. Like, it was real. It was real, okay? Our kids were the same ages. They were, babies at that point, so they didn't know what was going on for it to be like, oh, don't confuse your kids and bring another man. They really didn't know. It was like a friend play date, and we never did anything or gave any type of signs in front of the kids. So we're going to carnivals and stuff, y'all. It got real deep, and it got to the point where I ain't gonna hold you. Look, this is my thing. Sorry to this woman, okay? Sorry to this woman. I didn't think about her. I did not take her into consideration. I just was looking at it for the thrill and the fun of it. It got to the point where, y'all, we was getting intimate at work, okay? In the back rooms, in the parking lot. It was crazy. He had the tinted windows and the Malibu. I would never forget, y'all. It was crazy. And the self-respect was to hell, okay? But at that point in time, I was in a thrill of, we're not supposed to be doing this. This is so fun. This is so new. This is so exciting. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And that is not a good way to feel. These are the type of stories where I can only tell out loud if I'm trying to prevent the next woman from going through this. And I'm trying to encourage the next generation from stooping down that level. It's not one of them stories where I feel like it's so hopeless to be romantic and I lived and this is something that every woman should experience. No, this is shameful. Right? This is shameful. This is something that I would never encourage my daughter to even fathom of and go through. Leave that man alone. He has a family, right? At the end of the day, it is shameful. And this is how we ended up ending. He came to work one day. Oh, our spouses did find out about each other. As far as he go, it was funny because they thought at work, this is how much, y'all, we had this thing on pet. His baby mama used to come in to our job. We worked at like a grocery store. His baby mama used to come in and shop at our job. And my boyfriend used to come in, on my breaks and stuff like that. And let me just say this, because I do want to make a disclaimer. Neither of us were happy in our relationship, and both of us was getting played as well. His baby mama was not innocent. And for dang sure, my boyfriend was being a player and talking to other girls and this and that. That's what kind of promoted us to, he cheating, she cheating, F it. We just gonna see, what we can do until we get comfortable with it to leave them. That's kind of the vibe we were going with. We were like in a full-blown relationship with each other and with them. But it's like they were stepping out on us and stuff as well. Put it like that. And that's never okay. Leave each other. Stop doing a triangle. Like, when I realized how risky That was never again. Y'all, that was risky. But long story short, we were so tight at work to the point where coworkers knew. We just didn't care. And you know this was in the hood because somebody would have went to HR real quick. They knew that we were with our spouses and with each other. Somebody from the meat department, it's always the messy meat, right? Somebody from the meat department, hey, hollered at him one day, and he thought that me and him were boyfriend and girlfriend for real. And he hollered at him like, hey, bruh, don't trust these women. Like, she cheating on you. It'd be another dude coming up in here and she be all lovely dovely with him. I don't know who Buddy is, but I'm just letting you know, watch your girl. And he came back and told me. And the crazy thing about it is, I wasn't even his girl. Like, he the one I'm cheating with. You know what I mean? I don't know if he straightened that out with Buddy for the meat department or what he forever think, man. He'd be crazy at this job. I seen this one chick. He probably got a YouTube channel. I seen this one chick cheating on a dude. Nah, he was the dude I was cheating with. You know, catch up. Mind your business. You know, he told the right dude, but he told the wrong dude, you know. But they ended up finding out about each other anyway. I'm a punk. I think I ended up confessing or maybe doing an argument or something like that. I threw it out there. I don't know. But my dude ended up finding out at that time, and his woman ended up finding out too. My dude was different. I don't know if it's because I bring certain energy or what, but hey, back then I was crazy. I was crazy. Like, now I have zero tolerance for BS, but back then I used to pop off. And his girl never approached me. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe her self-love was up here to the point where she like, I'm gonna take this up with him. It ain't about the other woman. She always knew who I was, but she never approached me. Never in life. And this was an ongoing affair. We were seeing each other for a few years. On and off. We really were. A few years. That's why I thought it was love. As far as my dude, though, he came up to the grocery store, y'all. He came up there and he tried to fight Buddy. And it was so embarrassing. I thought I was going to lose my job. But, you know, back then I'm young and I didn't really care about this job. You know, it's just something I wanted to do. But I didn't really have to work at that point, you know. And I ended up keeping my job. I've been able to keep it, but it went down. It was a big mess. And I never want to promote the danger that I put him in. If he was cheating on me, my dude, at that time, I should just let him go. Because he could have put me in danger as well. Because I ain't play about mine either. If I would have knew who the chick was, I was crazy enough at that point in time to confront her. If this was Switch, I just didn't know who he was messing with, but I knew he was messing around. I just was in the phase of my life where I'm still young and dumb and I don't really care. It's like I got a bae, but I'm not tracking him like that, but I don't trust him either. I just don't care. I'm happy with my little shabam on the side, right? And that's not a way to think. But long story short, I ended up being able to keep my job, and my side dude, he came to me, and one day he was just like, Star, I'm gonna be with you. I'll never forget it, y'all. It was his turn to clock out. He clocked out like 2 hours before me. He clocked out at like 10 p.m. My shift was over with at like midnight. And those are always the cool hours. Like, it's not that many customers. Everybody on a night shift be cool. Like, it be busting on the night shift. It was just, the vibe was right. We outside. We taking our time, pulling carts in. Wait. Did I say that right? Yeah, it was his turn to leave. He left before me. Matter of fact, we were supposed to get off the same time, but the general manager let him go early because sometimes if it's slow, she'll send the person home. So he got sent home, and I'm still at work, and we sitting in his car. It's just cool. She already knew we was messing around, and we sitting in the car. I'm taking my break. I'm not on break, but I'm taking a break because it's slow and ain't nobody up in here. They'll call me if they need me, right? Period. It's things I used to do back then that I would not do today. I'm not playing with my money. I'm on the clock. So I'm sitting in this car and we talking, and he just breaking down me. He like, Star, I want to be with you. Forget her. I want to be with you. And when it got real, I got scared. I didn't know that he loved me that much. Like, I know we talked about it in fantasy land, la la land, but he told me I would leave her right now for you. And y'all, I got so scared, and I was just like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Because y'all got a family together. That's when my instincts kind of kicked in. Y'all, I was just having fun, but I really loved him in my mind at that point too. But when he said he was going to leave old girl to be with me, I instantly felt guilty. I was like, y'all actually got kids, like a baby together. Y'all got a family together. Don't leave her. Don't do that to her. We need to stop this. I didn't realize that it was getting that deep. And now that reality is setting in, we can't do this no more. We can't. So I will never forget, y'all. He cried right there in the parking lot. The general manager, she coming in. I think she was on break or something like that. That's how long we were out there. She took her break and came back, baby. She coming out and she gave me this look and she was just like, yeah, sorry, get back to work. But she ain't say nothing. She could tell we were in an intense moment. But I told him, I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. This is over. This was fun, but it's going too far. And I don't want you to do that to her. I remember I was a single mom at that time and my child was very young. I know how I feel. That all kicked in once he seriously wanted to leave that girl for me. So I got out his car. I'm rounding up buggies together, the little carts for the night. I will never forget, y'all. He blocked the cart return thing with his car, and I'm trying to get the buggies, and you know you got to pull a whole lot of buggies, and he refused to move. He was like, I'm not moving. I'm not letting you go. I'm not going nowhere. And he started crying. Yeah, my acting thing. He started crying, and I was just like, oh my God, because he was like a dude. Like I ain't never seen this man cry before. I knew he had it in him, like. But at the same, he just treated me so sweet and nicely. I knew he was serious because he was like he wasn't a thug, but he was like a man's man. Like he was a hood dude, you know what I'm saying? For him to start crying, it was just like, oh my God. I'm just like, you gotta go. You gotta go. I gotta go get back to work. You gonna make me lose my job. Move, please move. And I'm begging him, please, to move. Like, go ahead. I gotta take these carts back in, bro. We've been out here talking for about 30, 45 minutes. Like, the GM cool, the general manager, but she ain't that cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to lose my job. Move. Y'all, we were working there. At that point, he was there with me for about maybe 8 months at that job. He never came back to work. He quit that night. If I didn't want to be with him, he couldn't even see me anymore. He quit. And this is a man that was in the house taking care of his family. He was the sole provider. I don't know. She didn't work. He was bringing home the check. He quit. And I say that to say this. And then we met back in college. It was just always these on and off games. We met back in college. He was back infatuated in college, and I started to get infatuated in college. And we told each other, like, if we ever meet and we 30, and that's the thing, we were so young. And I used to make this joke like, hey, if we 30 and we at the bar somewhere chilling and we bump into each other and we both single, then I think we should give it a shot. I think you would be, you know, our one who got away to each other. But right now, this is not the right place and time. I got mature as I got older, and then I started to be able to reject him easier. I'm not gonna cap. I rejected him easier to the point where one day we just stopped altogether. He ended up moving to another state. I think he ended up having 1 or 2 more children by old girl. I think they married at this point. I really don't know. I don't check on him or, you know, get into his business too much. I do know he tried to get back with me probably like 3-4 years ago. And I wasn't okay with that. He was just talking about how he having problems with her, and I don't think they were married at this point. But I was just like, yeah, this gotta stop. This dragged on. Like, it was, yeah, you know, fun and games 10 years ago, but now, they gotta stop. At this point, it's just, we need to leave each other alone. And I never spoke to him again. I think I ended up blocking him or something. He reached out to me on Facebook about how much he loved and missed me. Boy, you in a whole nother state with that girl. Be with Shorty. Talking about he'll catch a plane to come out here and visit me and tell her that he's visiting his family because he's from, you know, from my original area that I was at that point in time. Who want to tiptoe around? I'm cool. I'm not no booty call. I'm not. I'm cool. Now, you came to the heel version of me. Leave me alone. Yeah, real bad. You don't know me no more. I don't know you. A man will play that game with you and allow you to be his side chick for as long as you let him. That's story time. Now let me flip the script and tell you about story time where I got cheated on and my husband had a side chick for 6 months. Yeah, he left me. And for 6 months, he went to the girl who he was cheating on me with. And I remember I was so heartbroken because I just, you know, it wasn't even a side chick situation. He started off seeing her. She started off as a side chick, right? But then one day he had the courage to be like, you know, this is over, I'm gonna leave you. This is back before I found my self-love. This is back when I was waiting on him to return. Like, if it's meant to be, it'll be. No, we don't do no breaks over here. And I'm gonna do another video about stop going on these little breaks. There's no such thing as breakup makeup. You either with me or against me. Seriously, I'm gonna do another video about that right after I record this one. So long story short, he was with old girl and they were in a boat. They were in the public eye. It was so embarrassing because everybody knew us from our hometown as being married. I got a taste of my own medicine. He was buying her stuff, buying her jewelry, shoes, outfits early on, stuff he didn't even do for me in the beginning. That's the crazy thing. And she, you know, they would go live all the time kissing, and she's sitting on his lap and they making little jokes. And I remember being so heartbroken. I remember how that feel. But the thing is, y'all, 6 months later, he came back to Star. At one point, I just forgot about him. I was heartbroken in the beginning, and then I just started to move on. Too much time has passed. I started to move on. And me and him ain't had no kids together. I just started to move on. He came to me. And he was like, he missed me. He loved me. He never found one like me. She's nothing like me. That's when old girl started to give him problems. That's when that relationship started to move too fast. He was talking about how she was trying to get him to move in with her. She didn't want, old girl had kids and was trying to get him to play stepdaddy. And he wasn't that attached to her to do that. And then he realized how wrong he did me. Sometimes the man will realize, not the side chick, right? So what did I do? At that point, I made him work hard for it. That's why I say I don't believe in taking a dude back at all after he done dogged you out so bad. And the same things vice versa, fellas, for females. Do not take her out and she done dogged you out too bad. Leave that alone. Let them lay where they stay. But at that point in my life, I had believed in punishing him, like making him work for it. Yeah, you gonna have to text me. I didn't make a list for him, but I gave him half energy until I felt like he worked enough for it back. I didn't want to just open up with open arms, if that makes sense. So once Star was ready to snap her fingers to get her husband back, he came running back with his tail in between his legs, came running back to me. And she was empty out, heartbroken. And I believe they even had a pregnancy scare at one point. After all that, he left her high and dry. The same way how he left me 6 months ago, because our divorce was not finalized yet. And his wife was ready to take him back. Not beg for him back, take him back. And as soon as I snapped my fingers, he came. And she was confused, heartbroken. She like, you know, we've been chilling for the past few months. Like, I was in love. Why did you leave me like that? Baby, you got him knowing that man was married. I don't care if he tell you he was pending divorce. It was not finalized. I don't care if he say that. He could say, I'm the worst wife ever. He got feelings for his wife. He loved his wife. But if you think it's cute that you gonna make sure and you got high insecurity, and me and my ex-husband, we would be the type of couple where we could talk about a lot of things, right? He didn't tell me about the side chick, but we could talk about a lot of things. And when I'm asking him questions or when he talking to me about whatever type of relationship they had going on, he would say that she was so insecure that he would come back to me, that she would, you know, get very controlling over him. Where he at, what he doing, who was you calling, who was that on your phone? And it was very insecure because she already knew. Baby, you already knew. You didn't know to what extent he loved his wife. And you thought it was weird that he's with someone for, you know, some years and then he just up and left like that. Because I didn't give him no story. If anything, he could say, you know, Star was tripping or whatever the case is. Or, you know, Star is always trying to give me a TED talk. But as far as like infidelity or abusiveness, nothing like that. So unless he lied on me, she really trying to figure out what's wrong. What's wrong enough to divorce her? What's wrong enough to leave her? And keyword, he never divorced me. When we ultimately finally got divorced, I divorced him. He left. He didn't divorce. He wasn't ready for that divorce. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too. He wanted to have his fun and then come back afterwards. A lot of men want to have fun and come back afterwards. A lot of times when men say they pen a divorce, they're not penning a divorce. A lot of men don't even want to sign the paperwork, and she chasing him down to do it. When I was ready to get divorced, I had to chase this man down to sign the paperwork. He didn't want to do it. Right? So, to all the side chicks out there, I'm not judging you, but you know who you are. And you know that man dealing with somebody else. Right? You know it. You know that he's dealing with somebody else. You know another female is crazy about him. Stop trying to be competitive over a man, and you feel like you're going to win his love. You're going to win his heart. It don't matter what shorty, how she feeling. You the queen bee. She ain't got nothing on you. I don't care how many flips, tricks that you're doing. It's ultimately about your self-love, because he's going to choose what's best for him. Even if what's best for him does not correlate with what's best for you. He gonna do him. He gonna do his self-love. You really don't care about yourself if you're spreading yourself, your body, your energy, your heart to all different people. But that's a whole different conversation. I'm not judging. I don't even feel like getting in it right now. Watch a future video about it. But for right now, what I'm saying is his version of self-love is right now ultimately doing what's best for him, regardless of the possible outcomes. You're not doing what's best for you. Is being with him best for you? Seriously, as the main chick and as a side chick, if you know he got a side chick. Because when he cheats on his wife and his wife snaps a finger and want him back or accept him back, because a lot of time men the one who come back, come begging back, if you want me to be real, are you ready for that? Right? As a grown woman, 30 years old, I wouldn't even want a man who pen a divorce. I don't care how much we rocking. That's something you got to tell me off bat. Don't tell me that 2 months down the line that you pen a divorce. That's something that you have to tell me off bat, and I promise you I would not want you. I don't care how cute you is. I don't care how much we lock eyes. I'm not going to want you. What? Pen a divorce? I'm cool. Have a good day, little baby. I'm cool. You know? And I don't see how some women, it's like a trigger in them to, oh, this going to be fun. I used to think like that. This gonna be fun. Let me see how attached I can get him to me and he got somebody else. My ultimate goal is to win him over. My ultimate goal is to make him leave her. I want to see if he fall in love with me that much. But it's not that he fell in love with you more than he fell in love with his wife, baby mama, whatever the case is. It's just that you're a breath of fresh air. He might really think he love you in the beginning until he gets to know you. You're going to be on your best behavior being a side chick, right? Because he already got somebody at home. He could drop you like a bad habit. You don't want him to do that. You're going to be on your best behavior. But once he gets to know the real you, and he'd rather deal with his shorty at home, and he leave you for his shorty at home, because he's used to her. He's seen her bad flaws. He's not willing to deal with yours. Then you hurt. It's just that you fun. Maybe she stopped going out as much. Maybe you like to do the turn up. But the grass is not always greener on the other side. Right? And once he leaves you as the honorary side chick, you can never be back with him. You got to let him go, right? Because it's one thing for the wife or for the girlfriend to keep making up, breaking up, which is not okay. But he got a history with this woman. She not leaving him for whatever crazy reason. He not leaving her alone. They used to they do this. But for you, he leave you, he never coming back. And if he do come back on his own, you always have to play that side chick role. You will never get promoted. You will never be an elite employee. Never. You will always be second to her. And it's going to get to the point where if you love him so much and you don't want him to let her go, y'all either going to do this polygamous thing, right? Being a poly, or you gonna always be the side chick and knowingly be the side chick. You know he got that fight. You know what he got going on at home. He gonna have to silence his phone, do not disturb. Don't even ask him why he ain't pick up. You know it. You want me to leave you again? You know it. I ain't leaving her. He gonna get bold, right? It ain't even gonna be a secret. So why that man respect you enough a little bit to leave you once you find out, leave it at that. Because eventually he gonna be bold and he gonna look at you like you crazy if you got any complaints. You know how that, you know that man, Batman. You know he live a double life. And you better not tell her y'all still messing around. Oh, he gonna leave you alone. You better not tell her. It's sad, y'all. Ladies, we gotta up our self-worth. We got a lot of emotions involved behind it. A lot of lady side. I was gonna say a lot of lady side dudes. Lord have mercy. This is too much. A lot of lady side chicks are different from dude side dudes, right? And I can't speak for men. I'm not a man, but A lot of side dudes don't care. Like, they cool with just smashing and leaving it there. They ain't trying to be your man. But a lot of us doing it for love. We not trying to just smash. And he definitely ain't running no money on us like that, being a side chick. He got to take care of Shorty at home. Why he going to spend money on her and you? How? How you going to take care of the bills and stuff like that and spend money on you? Huh? How? So you doing it for love. You doing it to ultimately, even, let's say he got money. You doing it for him to leave her, be with you, and spend his money on you. You got to be his only focus. It's hard for a lot of guys to juggle multiple females financially. Because I doubt that we just out here doing it for the D. That y'all want the money, where the money reside, right? Y'all want his time, his energy, maybe his pockets. Even his time and energy come at a cost. Because he's spending a lot of it with her. We 30. He live with her. Even in his 20s, he probably live with her. You got to be careful. You got to guard yourself. It's not cute to be a side chick. It's not cute to sit up here and watch another woman's pain and think it's funny. Talk to your girlfriends about it, your friends. Yeah, girl, she tried to get with him. She's not getting him back. Stop. I used to have the mindset of all men cheat. So, and I know how you feel, baby. I'm not judging you, but I want you to listen to your big sister. I used to have the mindset of all men cheat. So I might as well be with her dude, because my man cheating on me anyway, and even if I got a new man, he gonna cheat on me anyway, and her dude cheating on her, and if I got with him, he gonna cheat on me, so I might as well do it, make me happy. All dudes cheat anyway. I can't have that mindset, because dudes might think, we gotta take them into accountability. Dudes might think all females cheat. I know I don't. I was gonna say I'm not a cheater, but I have to trash the whole video, just scrap it and put it in the drafts. I was gonna cap, I am not. I'm not a current cheater, but when I was in my early 20s, for that one situation, no, I ain't gonna lie, I cheated twice in life. I cheated that time when I tried out my side chick era. I guess that's what you want to call it. It wasn't a lifestyle, it was just a bad choice. And then I cheated again in the future, years later, with my ex-husband, the one who I just told you about with the shorty for 6 months. We had an agreement when he came back home. And our agreement was, and I'll go into another video about that later on, because I'm going to talk about women, stop stooping yourself to lower levels just to get your lick back. It's not worth it. Leave that man alone, because it makes you feel low ultimately. I'm going to make a whole nother video about that. We had agreement when he came home. The only way you can come home is if I get some D from somebody else. From my, I was smooth. If I get some from my fantasy dude, it gotta be a dude I want, right? A dude who I wonder what that dude. And you gotta be okay with it if you really want your wife back. And that's how much he wanted his wife back. So he had a girl. He wanted me back so bad that he not only left her, but he accepted me sleeping with a guy who, he had the body and he accepted me sleeping with him and knowingly cheating on him. Like, I set it up. Like, do not be at the house this day. Like, it was on some player stuff. Like, don't be at the house this day. I'm going to invite him over. Because me and the guy, we had already started talking. When, during that time frame when I had finally started to heal from my ex-husband. He was gone for 6 months, mind you. So me and the guy had already started talking, but we just didn't take it to that level yet. And I wanted to know what it do. I ain't gonna lie, I was that close to taking it to that level before my ex-husband came back. So yeah, it was like, I gotta finish what I started. And then I come back to you. I ain't got to the point where I'm in love with him yet, but I still want to know we was getting pretty tight. That's the only 2 times I've cheated in life. But besides that, I'm not a cheater. And men might think that all women, and this is my thing. After I did that, I felt low. I regretted it instantly. I felt like, oh my God, I can't believe that I expedited this sleeping process. And I told him, see, I'm honest though. I told the other dude what it was too. So it's not like I just played him and still continued to talk to him. I'm like, hey, at that time, my husband came back. He knew that I was printing divorce and all that. My husband came back. He wants to be with me. I told him what my agreement was. And fellas, don't do that. That make you look like less than a man if another man know that you agreed to let him smash your wife. Like, the whole story sounds crazy. I look crazy to the other girl for taking this dude back after knowing they had a pregnancy scare and all that. And my ex-husband looked crazy for dude knowing what he agreed to. Like the dude leaving, my ex-husband's leaving the house that day. Like it was some crazy stuff. The self-love bar was to hell, like I said. But I felt immediately embarrassed and just awkward after that, and I felt low. Like I almost canceled it that night, but I forced myself to go through with it because I was tired of my ex-husband cheating on me and breaking my heart. He was used to cheating on me. This is my first time doing this to him. And I was scared. I just felt like I was more valuable, and why do I have to feel like I have to do this? This is the only man I've been sleeping with for years, and I don't know, I forced myself to do it. And it's a body count that don't even matter that I didn't even want. You know, we got those ladies, them body counts that we don't even want, that we wish never happened, and we don't even count. And that's sad. I'm gonna do a video on that. I got a lot of video ideas if y'all want to hear it. But my thing is, I'm not gonna get too deep in that story because I said I want to do a video on that. Stop letting these men and women make you get your lick back to the point where the self-love bar is low. That's that. Y'all be sure to like, share, comment, but most importantly, if you don't do nothing else, subscribe, y'all. Please subscribe, because we are growing in this community, and hey, y'all coming in clutch. Like, I see my followers going up, I see the comments coming in, and I just love that y'all are here from the beginning. So you can honestly say, I was here growing with C-Star. I was here when she was getting 10 views, 50 views, 100 views, 200 views, and now she got 50,000 views, y'all. I was in the majority of her comments. I will always respond to your comment. That's the thing. And I look through my notifications. I pin comments on every video that a person leaves a comment. I pin your comment. If you give me any video suggestions, you can either email me at theiconicradioshow@gmail.com. I will add my email in the description box below. Or if that's not your shabam to email me, you could just put it in the comments. If it's too private or personal, email me. I do Dear Stars, so I give you credit if you want credit, right? If you give me a video suggestion like, hey Star, can you touch on this topic? If you write it in my comments or whatever, okay, cool. Then I'll be like, such and such, a good subscriber of mine gave me an idea that I should talk about how is no love lost in a relationship that was never supposed to be found. I just came up with that at the top of my head. But I will give you credit, tag your channel and everything. But if you email me personally, privately, I do Dear Star, where you will remain anonymous. Like this one subscriber, she had asked me, do I feel like people should date during pending divorce? And a lot of the stuff y'all ask me, you will be surprised. Either I have knowledge on from family members, friends, what I see my brothers go through, even if it's a man and you asking me about this, or you a woman and you asking me this about a man. I cannot speak for a man. Only thing I can speak through is my experience for my brothers and stuff. I got a son. Like, I could speak through experiences from the men in my family, or what I wouldn't want my son to go through when he get older, you know. This girl asked me about that, Dear Star, about the pending divorce thing, and she remains anonymous, and I responded to her in the video. If you would like to check that out, go to my playlist on my page, and it's under the Iconic Radio Show playlist, and it says Dear Star, should you date while pending divorce, something like that. But that is a good video for you guys to check out. Definitely check out my lives, and if you got any video suggestions, just hit me up. I'm not a hard person to find, baby. I'm not a hard person to talk to, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for adding on to the community. Welcome. Is this your first time? I know I should have led with that, but if this is your first time watching my video, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Sweet Startup Squad. Whether you're a man, a woman, whatever, I appreciate you, and I feel like my advice can go a long way and help multiple people. It can help different genders. It can help different stories. If you're a teenager, if you're an early adult, if you're older than me, it's never a age gap or a limitation to my advice, because I feel like this is things that we need to hear as humans. I have a 12-year-old daughter going on 13, and some things to a different degree, you know, sometimes I dilute it down, but I give her advice on a lot of stuff. So I talk to you guys sometimes how I would talk to my own children and warn them about life. Just life, keystones in general, how certain things are and aren't acceptable to be a decent human being in this thing called life, the world. It's already hard enough as it is, but it's steps that we could do to make it a little bit easier along the way. Love you guys. Till next time. Talk to you later. Sweet Start, I'm out.